Later this morning, the Financial Services Committee will hold its third and final GameStop hearing. This time, we're going to hear, it's a hearing, from SEC Chairman Gary Gensler. Members of the committee will be able to present their policy recommendations, this time to the SEC, maybe for some rule changes. Joining us now with more, North Carolina Congressman Patrick McHenry. He's the ranking member of the House Financial Services Committee. Congressman, it's good to see you. The stock never did go back to 20. It's still up with a very high valuation. A lot has happened. Well, I don't know if it's high, but a lot has happened now. We know, that the gentleman that all the hope is being placed on, the Chewy founder, has installed some new people, trying to transition it now to an E model, and I don't know. Do we really need a hearing? It seems like the market is working pretty well. And maybe even those people that were in early, maybe they were on to something. Who's to say?
Well, it's Capitol Hill, so I don't think this is ever about the GameStop or Reddit users. It was about the attempt to change market structure. I don't think, and that's much more about a policy agenda or an ideological agenda among Hill Democrats than it is about the realities of the market. And frankly, the policies that they attached to this hearing they want to discuss, they attached to the first hearing before we had a single fact about the nature of the GameStop trade and what happened there with Reddit users. So this is all about changing market structure, regulating it differently, and in fact, pushing retail investors out.
I guess going back to the early days, I think viewpoints have changed, given the point that I was making before. Is there less of an inclination to say, wow, we've got to do something here to stop this at this point, that maybe it was even among Democrats, that it was the market at work?
Yes, that this was a singular trade, that retail investors are in the market like never before. That on balance is a good thing when your constituents want to be involved in the capital markets and like what they're getting and the choices that they're getting. I think that slows down the political machinery enough that skeptics can start asking a lot of questions, whether or not there's a need for some major market change, like what my Democrat colleagues are talking about with banning payment for order flow, which has resulted in zero commission trades for retail investors. And on average, I think retail investors benefit from that. So I think there's a slowdown in that process, thankfully, and cooler heads are prevailing.
We could talk to you about so many things with Gensler. Is there going to be a discussion of crypto today, do you think? Does anyone know?
Yes.
I mean, we know he's an expert. What kind of questions would you ask him? What would you hope to hear from him?
Well, there are a couple things. So a number of my Republican colleagues will treat this, as I will, as the first post-confirmation hearing by Chairman Gensler. And so we have a lot of questions about the agenda of this SEC chair. We know there's a lot of discussion about his tenure at the CFTC. Look, for my focus, though, I think there's real opportunities around small business capital formation and cryptocurrencies, around digital assets, that we can actually achieve some bipartisan results and actually have some consensus-driven policymaking. I'll spend some time this morning asking Chairman Gensler about the nature of those opportunities and see where we can actually find consensus. That's my hope, is that we can work on consensus-driven items first and the more controversial things second.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.